All right. Are we live? I believe so, right, RJ?
I think we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's live stream. Today is Wednesday, January the 30th. First month of January is almost past us. Hopefully, you are keeping the momentum. Here's the thing, we've said it from the very beginning. We don't need a new year. We don't need a holiday. We don't need a, special day to keep the momentum. And that's what this is all about. Keeping momentum daily. It is about daily actions. And we have been taking a lot of daily actions in our flipping business and our rental business. So that's what we're going to be talking about here today is how those businesses are doing. We were able to bring in between the two businesses $215,333.87 for the month of January. It's a pretty big month. We're going to talk about where that money came from. We're going to talk about, you know, some of the daily actions that we're doing, but the big emphasis of today is the pitfalls because a lot of people are just getting started in real estate. And there's a lot of pitfalls that we have experienced in our life and our business. Wouldn't you agree, RJ?
Oh yeah, a lot of lessons in the last couple of years that we've learned, and we're still learning. You don't
A lot of
stop learning.
lessons. And that's why you hire a coach, right? If you're considering hiring a coach, hire somebody who's a real deal operator, who's legit in the trenches. And I'm talking about every aspect of this business: finance, raising private capital, lead generation, lead conversion. RJ and I have done 1,000 deals. I don't know. We own hundreds of rental properties. This isn't a flex. I'm just letting you know that we are in the game, in the trenches every single day. We're in the office doing this. There's no better person to coach you than somebody who is in the game doing it right now. Not somebody who used to do it back in the day and now we're telling old war stories and stuff like that. Now, we're talking real life, not fantasy land. If you're interested in our coaching program, it continues to get better. We just brought on a new student into our flagship program called Launch. The investment for this program is around $10,000. It's not a cheap date. No beating around the bush, but it's the most real deal real estate investing coaching business, coaching opportunity for you. It's the last coaching that you'll ever need. We cover it all. Flipping, a lot of wholesaling, novations, fix and flip, and of course, our favorite, buy and hold and cash out refis. We get into all of it. And we just brought on a new client, and within her first week in the business, she already had her first lead, already on her first appointment, which is a scary thing for new people to go through. But we're helping her structure an offer here. We're coming in low. I love it. I couldn't be more proud and I couldn't be more happy. But if you're serious about real estate investing and you want to work with two guys who have been in the trenches a long time and who are in the trenches right now, hit us up in the DMs. We're pretty upfront about this thing. The reason less is more. We only have 20 or so people in our coaching community, and that's perfect right now because we have time. We have a private chat set up. We are in real life communication with you. We are on the phone with you twice a week. And it's everything you need to launch your business and get in the game. It's for serious people, obviously. You got to invest in yourself, though. $10,000 to invest in a legitimate business that can bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're going to talk about how we're bringing in six figures a month just in our wholesaling and novation business. That doesn't even count the fix and flips RJ and I are doing. And it doesn't even count all the revenue that we're collecting from rental properties. This is a real business. This isn't a lemonade stand. This isn't a, open up a little tanning booth and we're going to, no. We're in the real estate business and you work with us, you're going to be in the real estate business as well. So there is my shameless self-promotion, Mr. Pepino. Let us know what we're getting into today.
Yeah, so today's topic, there was a question that was posted in our Facebook group about the pitfalls of real estate investing. And there's many pitfalls to this. and in every level. So the work that we're doing now, in the stage that we're in, is very much different from the beginning when we were taking seller calls, you know, working and the marketing, putting out the marketing with bandit signs and um, going out to the rehabs and managing and meeting the contractors and then signing leases and doing all this. The work that we do anymore is very, very different. But in the beginning, there's really the main things that you got to worry about is revenue generating activities. We'll get to that because if you're not generating revenue, you're not going to be in business long. Um, it's just not going to happen. So you can't worry about the other things first, like, oh, I gotta have my logo or whatever. So we are going to go through some of the, in the beginning stages of this business, the things that you want to avoid. And then we're also going to tell a story of the things that we learned, some of our lessons that we learned. So you're going to hear about property management, you're going to hear about renovations, the pitfalls to avoid so that you can go in wherever stage you are in your business. We want to impress upon you that you don't need to go through the same mistakes that we did. And our coaching community is strategically at a, we have 20 students right now that we want to work with because we don't want it to really get to be this so big and scale super fast to where we don't have the controls that we need. We learned a lot from our real estate business and going into this new business venture, which is the education business. Scaling too fast will really, really hurt you. That's one lesson. We'll get into this, but I just want to let you know that yes, we want to keep it small. We'll probably close it because we don't want to have that, hundreds and hundreds of people in this program and they're not getting any value. That's not what we're here for.
For the
Truly
attention.
want to have success with our students. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. We're not in it for this like try to be famous and I want to be a guru and, I could care less about that. We're in this for the impact that we're having with our students so that we can do deals with our community. That's what we're in it for. We're going to train you how we do deals so that we can do deals with you. That's our vision. So why not train you the way that we got trained so that you can be successful? So if you're interested in it, hit us up. We're not that hard to get a hold of. Some of you guys have my cell phone number. Some of you guys have Dave's cell phone numbers. Hit us up if you're interested in it. Or hit up Rula. He's feeling a little under the weather right now. So hit us up, send us a DM. So I'm going to get started with this. So pitfalls to avoid. Number one, first and foremost, especially if you're new. And on top of that, if you're in the business grind right now, meaning you're taking the calls, you're doing the seller appointments and getting things in contract or meeting buyers and sellers and, kind of in the first phase of your business is removing distractions. You're going to get freaking distracted. We still get distracted today. We get hit up all the time for new ventures, MLM. I get hit up MLM all the time. Social media, you get hit up on somebody wants to do your marketing, email, and all this. This is all distractions, distracting you from your number one revenue source, which is getting to your first freaking deal. That has to be your MO. So you got to be laser focused into if you're starting out and you are the one that's generating the revenue and you're a real estate investor, you're the one talking to motivated sellers and getting your first contract, whether it's a contract to wholesale or do a novation, or you're getting something in contract because you want to do you know, a rental property, and you've got income coming in from your W-2. Like these are just all different scenarios that we coach our students to, is to really just hone in and focus on getting your first deal done. Whatever it is, buying a rental, wholesaling a property, all these distractions that could come from family, come from social media, come from, oh, another person has an opportunity for you. This is all just going to take you away from revenue generating activities. So you literally have to just say no. Just say no to it. Time block, turn your phone off or notifications off, whatever, and get right into what's going to generate you revenue, which is in our business, real estate investing, it's talking to motivated sellers and trying to help them. Getting something in contract to either flip or keep. Distractions are everywhere. And so what happens is that, you know, and it happened to me. I was started in my real estate investing, you know, wholesaling, and then boom, I'm getting hit up on LinkedIn for an appointment to go talk about ACN. Or back in the day, it was you know, the purple juice, the Monavie and the fucking mangosteen and all this shit. You don't want to be distracted by that. Because what happens is that when your mindset is in this entrepreneur mindset, then the universe is giving you all kinds of avenues, all opportunities, and their distractions. And you have to sift and, you know, no, I'm doing this real estate investing thing. There's no other thing that I'm gonna do.
May I
Stick
share?
to it.
To speak on that is you're absolutely right. RJ, we just got hit up recently to do this like realtor thing. We're gonna, what are we doing? So when we are, RJ and I are spiritual guys. We believe in the higher power, call it God, call it the universe, call it infinite intelligence. When we are open to all these shiny objects, we're telling the higher power, oh, keep sending us all the stuff. When we laser focus though, and we tell the higher power, like, this is what I want, then you're gonna get it. So every single night before I go to bed, without fail, I say a prayer. And it's all scripted out. I read it every single night. And then I talk about the exact amount of money that I'm attracting into my life. And I say, the way I'm going to do this is four things, and only four things. It is embedded into my mind: positive cash flow from real estate, profitable real estate flipping, provide world-class education and training to our community, and do cash out refinances. That's it. So then every day, since this is embedded into my brain, when I'm in the office, which I am right now, and I have my to-do lists, which I do every day, I got stuff written down. Immediately, I'm asking myself, is this part of the core four? That is the core four for our business, right? Positive cash flow, cash out refinances, world-class training, profitable flips. Every single thing on my list has to do with that. If there's ever anything on my desk that has to do with anything other than that, it needs to be eliminated immediately. So focus is absolutely key. Remove those
Eliminate or
distractions.
delegate.
Knowing what you want. I couldn't agree more, RJ.
So let me share my screen real quick. You guys see my screen?
Hasn't popped up yet. Yes, we can see it now.
All right. So it's distraction, the pitfalls. Before, look, you get your first deal done, forget about websites and LLCs, and it is literally a sprint to get to your first deal. You can do real estate investing in your personal name. Now, after that, you can transfer it into your, you know, LLC and worry about that, but we got to get revenue, right? One of our mentors always says this in every freaking discussion I've had with them. What is it? It's revenue in first position. What am I going to be doing today that's going to generate revenue? Because LLC creations and website logos and, you know, all this, it's all distractions. It's stuff that doesn't matter right now, right? I want to get so perfect and I don't do a deal and then I get deflated because, oh, there's a shiny object over here. Distraction is the one of the number one pitfalls. And our level now, it's distractions that could be, because now we're in a position now where we want to put money into deals. We have, all these other distractions, but is it really in the 90 day or, the goal for us, and we break it in quarters, is it part of our vision for the quarter? If it's not, gone. I'm not going to sit down with somebody that wants to talk about this, strip mall development. What am I going to do with that? I've never done it before, right? Or, a big one now is let's have some coffee. Guys, I can't sit around and have coffee with people like I used to anymore because I can't. Because people actually paid for my time to coach them into what they're doing and they're focused. And my calendar is full. It's full. Like it's planned out. So, and it's planned out because we sit there deliberately and schedule, okay, this is the day and we're going to do this. Wednesdays are, I'm not doing anything from 11 to noon because this is what's going on. We're going over this important thing to help our community. I'm not going to go and, on a whim. Doing things on a whim is a recipe for being broke. Let's put it that way.
Hey,
So
RJ.
distraction. Next thing.
And RJ,
Go
what
ahead.
you're saying is 100% applicable, even to people who want our favors, even to people who are close to us, friends and family. We need to be careful about these distractions because what is most important in our lives, it's our families, right? So I'll give you a quick example. Yesterday, I received a text from an old friend, went to high school with him. Amazing guy, badass chef up in Cleveland. He's a great dude. Been to Browns games with him. Cool guy. Love the guy. Girl dad, living his best life. But his restaurant was wanting pictures, something from like Giant Eagle Marketplace, which is a kind of higher end grocery store here in the Columbus area. And he was like, "Hey, are you close to this one?" And it's all the way on the west side in Grandview, and I live on the east side. And I'm like, "No, that's not even close." And he's like, "Well, there is one in Bexley. Is that close to you?" So immediately I'm like, "What do you want, man? What's going on? What is this thing?" "Hey, I really need pictures of this one type of noodle for this." And then immediately I'm like, "Are you paying me to do this? Like, I'll do it. I will go take this picture for you, but I need some financial gain because if I'm getting in my car and driving over here to do this for you as a favor, it's taking time away from my daughters." So I said, "I'll do it for 150 bucks. I'll go take a picture of this noodle for you for $150." And he
You're too
declined.
generous,
He's like,
bro.
"I ain't paying you 150 bucks." I'm like, "Bro, I would pay somebody $150 to like do a trip fee for an inspection. We just paid somebody $150 to go take pictures of the Fulton property, RJ. So why would I be any different? I mean, I demand something." But we had a good conversation, smoothed it all over. He's like, he understands it. But distraction from your personal life too. Your family is what's most important. If somebody wants you to run errands for them, you got to be selective with your time, everybody. I mean, come on, we don't have time to waste. Not only in our businesses,
I'm
our
pretty, yeah, dude, you're generous. I'm brutal when it comes to my time. I have to be. And guess what happens when you're very, 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 very focused and you have clarity on what you're going to be doing that day? Opportunities come, the right ones,
right.
deals come in, the right ones, the right partners come in, the right ones come in because you're just like, no, it's called setting boundaries. And that's a whole nother live stream we can talk about. Number two, tracking. Right? So now you did your first deal and you want to start really seeing, okay, well, what led me to that revenue event? I hope you guys are listening and this resonates with you. Um, People are live. If you want to like take notes on this, it's going to be recorded, but you got to track how you got your revenue. So what did I do to get this revenue event 5, 10, 15, 20K? What did I do? What marketing did I put out? How much money I spent on marketing? And if it's just you and you're handing out the bandit signs and you're doing the flyers, there's still a cost to that, right? That every marketing channel works, but you have to be consistently doing it for it to work. You got to be tracking your daily activities because eventually, right? Eventually, you are going to systemize your revenue generating skills. Salespeople, how you got the deal, your sales process, all the way from negotiating with the seller to getting it in contract to either if your exit strategy is to flip it or to buy and hold, there's a process. You got to track, you know. There's there's only so like if you cannot replace yourself, you don't have a business. When I was talking to you guys earlier in this live about like the things that we do differently now, it's very calculated because all the things that I'm doing, if there's one thing that I am doing that cannot be delegated, then why the hell am I even doing it? Is my question. Like, is it really moving the needle? Is it something that's going to produce the goals that we set out for this quarter and for the year? Not a lot of times it's not. It's just like, well, I'm doing this because I don't know, maybe it's like an inefficient thing. You have to eliminate it. So yeah, we have these to-do lists and we're making them, but I'm also looking at like, who can I delegate this to?
Yeah.
And if I can't, then I'm thinking about, okay, well, maybe there's a position here. Is there somebody on the team that I can delegate this to? Because you'll be really surprised, what it is that you're doing every day. So just time block, write down what you did for that hour and ask yourself, okay, well, I got to do it right now because I'm a solopreneur. But eventually you're gonna have somebody doing that for you. And going back to this, tracking your marketing because you want to see what is your biggest return on investment with marketing, because that's what it is. It's a return on that's investment to get to that deal. And if it's bandit signs or direct mail or PPC or you know, texting or cold calling, then you should know how many, dollars it took you to get to that, revenue event, that money. A lot of people are just running businesses on a whim, and that's dangerous.
Well, we used to do it, and a lot of it has to do with like being excited. You get turned on to this real estate thing, and you're part of the Cream Resources group, and we're talking about marketing channels, we're talking about lead generation, we're talking about this every week. We get excited, so we just want to sign up for as many things and throw it all to the wall and see what sticks. And that's a decent approach to try numerous things. But if you're not tracking, you don't know what's working, what's not. This sounds so much common sense, but common sense is not always common practice. And that's what RJ and I used to do. Try. Just unload on everything. And it's just very sloppy and it's not efficient. And we need to know what is working, what is giving us the best bang for the buck, and then unload onto that. And that's what we do, right? That's what we are up to. Um, So, yes, tracking is going to allow you to be the most efficient, most profitable, get the best bang for your buck.
Okay, yep, this is a big one here. There's a doing it yourself, DIY or whatever they're calling it, mentality, doing it yourself mentality when it comes to real estate investing. And if that's how you want to do it, fine. You want to do 1 or 2 deals for the whole year,
Yeah.
totally cool. Do it yourself. If you want to do 5, 10, 15 deals a month, you're not going to survive doing it yourself. That comes in renovations and property management. So I would avoid, if you're looking to scale it, right? And I'm speaking to the full-time real estate investors that want to create a business. Avoid doing the rehabs yourself. If you're hanging up drywall, if you're painting, even if you are a construction person and you can do it to cut corners, you got to find somebody to do it for you. If I was like a, well, um, knowledgeable contractor and or even a general contractor. I knew how to do it all. That mentality of doing it yourself is going to hold you back from growth. That's what you want. If you want to grow this thing to, a team, you can't do the renovations yourself. On top of that, you can't do the property management yourself. In the beginning, it is necessary to maybe do it for a little while, but once you have 5 properties under management, even 10, like you got to create a team around you. The team that can do maintenance, a team that can do leasing for property management. Renovations, I'd go immediately and start getting in with general contractors. All of these processes we have, and we can share with you in our group, in our coaching community. So hit us up. But this is one of the biggest pitfalls is you're doing it yourself. And then you're doing the rehabs, yet you have 10 motivated sellers that you're not talking to because you're doing the rehab. And you got to do the lease signing. And so you're like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do it all. Then there's nothing that gets done.
It's
So
impossible to, it's physically impossible to run a scaled real estate business, and it's less enjoyable and it's harder work if you were doing it yourself. I couldn't agree more. Um, Something you had said on the previous live stream, RJ, is when you're taking on rehabs, you're going to hear the same thing from RJ and I quite a bit. We tell people to avoid big rehabs, especially if you're new. We're not new. We're seasoned, experienced investors, and we still avoid big rehabs because it's the least scalable and the most risk and the most capital intensive. It's a big distraction. I mean, you're going to spend so much time on this one rehab. That same amount of time could be invested in flipping properties more efficiently through wholesales, novations, and light rehabs. You can do 20 deals in the same amount of time as it would take one deal. This giant rehab and so much risk and so much capital infusion and so much. Every rehab goes over budget, over timeline, and the problems just compound the bigger the rehab. And I think we live in a day and age. Everybody loves a good before and after, whether it be your physical body or a house or something. Everybody loves a renovation TV program. Everybody loves taking something old and making it new again. It's awesome. I watch the same videos. I'm watching the same stuff. He took this. I got caught down this rabbit hole of this video. This guy he found from old antique. It's an Instagram thing. He finds these things at old antique shops, and then he just takes it into his shop and he grinds out the metal. And he took this old sled and he completely grinded it all out. And I was watching it for 30 minutes by the time, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Right? It sucks me in because everybody loves to see a transformation, right? But when it comes to the business, like RJ's talking about, these rehabs are going to put you out of business. I mean, it's one thing if we're trying to create a transformation TV program or a video. Hey, that's cool. That's the guy's business, though. That's what he does. We're not in this to get bogged down with these giant rehabs, everybody. It's going to put us out of business. What we need to do, focus on light rehabs and focus on efficiency, tracking our marketing, knowing what's working, investing into what is working, small cash conversion cycle, short cash conversion cycle, from the time you ink a deal to the time you get paid. That's another thing you should be tracking. Not only your marketing dollars, but how quickly do you get a return on investment from those marketing dollars? And a big rehab is going to be the slowest cash conversion, most capital intensive, most risk, most times in the car to drive over, do it yourself, drive over and inspect these things, hit it with the blue tape and this and that. Big waste of time.
yeah, the way to do a big rehab is to partner with a contractor that you like, know, and trust, and have them do it. But if you're gonna fix and flip, why not just work on the rehabs that you're gonna keep? A lot of work goes into construction, So if there's a big rehab that we're going to do, I'd rather keep the asset than flip it
Correct. Yep. If you're taking on that amount
because
of risk and that much, time, it makes a lot more
there's,
sense to keep it like RJ just said, rather than selling the golden goose. I mean, you're selling the thing that you just put all this time into. And then when you sell it, you most likely have short-term capital gains. So you got to pay the most amount of taxes on it. That's called a
yeah,
hamster wheel. That's the hamster wheel program. We're not into that.
no, you're trying to get you out of the rat race, not into a new one. So those are my pitfalls that I had to share. Dave, do you have any other ones to share, or should we get right into some Q&A for the group here because we got about 15 minutes?
Well, I kind of added on to yours, the feedback that I had. Um, the another pitfall that I just wanted to add in real quick is turning off your marketing channels. So when you start this real estate business, we get excited, we start the marketing, and like RJ just taught us, we need to be tracking the marketing. But then when we get some deals in contract and we're running over here to do our dispositions and we're running over here to find buyers and we're running over here to maybe manage a rehab, hopefully you're not taking on a big rehab. But when you're running over to wear a different hat in the business, a huge pitfall is to stop your marketing channel. Oh, I'm so busy in this other aspect of the business. I'm too busy to take on new leads. Well, everybody, that is that's stopping putting firewood in the fireplace. Your fire is going to die out. And then eventually, when you've cleaned up the whatever you're working on, you're going to come back to lead generation and it's going to be a cold fireplace. And you're like, oh, I got to rebuild the fire now and restart it. Don't turn off
Yeah.
your lead generation efforts, even if you're busy. Got to keep the leads coming in. So that's a big pitfall. Let's open it up for Q&A real quick. I just did want to clarify. I think I posted in the resources group where we got our money. Like 112,000 and change came from rent collected. And we did bring in over 100K for our flipping business, which is wonderful. 6 figures. It's great. That's our goal. Our actual goal is 150. So you guys can be with us on this journey as we get it up to 150, which we will. But it's amazing how much revenue is generated from these rentals. Do we have debt on these properties? We do. Come on. I'm not going to say we're keeping all that money, but it's a very positive cash flow venture. And the biggest money that we don't even count towards our flipping business or monthly cash flow is the cash out refis. We got numerous of these cash out refis. RJ and I brought in over $1 million last year just in tax-free, cash-free, cash out refi money. These rentals, there's nothing to shake a stick at. It's not small. It's real. But I did want to clarify that for everybody. Hey, it's a profitable month. Jump on board. I mean, you can hear me pitch this thing until I'm blue in the face, but if you want to get a deep dive into our numbers, this is what we talk about with our coaching students. But more importantly, we help you get your own numbers. Get on the board, everybody. Let's get some paychecks coming in. Even if you just created a little business, you're making 20, 30K a month, just do a couple deals. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. So with that, let's open it up for some Q&A, my man.
Let me log in here real quick. Anybody have any questions? I'm getting actually a question from a
The
different
only way to
platform.
communicate is through the comments. So we got our eyes on the comments, ladies and gents.
One of the questions from a different platform is what are the marketing channels you guys are using?
Great question.
So yeah, so the main ones right now that are producing are pay-per-click, PPC, pay-per-lead, which is we call it PPL. Excuse me, and then cold calling, and we are getting ready to introduce direct mail, but only to leads that are already in our database. Those are our main channels. We've tried a lot of the channels out before, and these are the most profitable ones right now that's working for us. We still get leads from from a number of sources, social media, referrals, other wholesalers in other markets wanting to JV. Like that is something that's always coming. Like we did one last month from a JV, right? So and we're working on a big deal right now with a referral, somebody in the group. So we're open to any of that. If you want support with any of the deals that you're doing, you want to partner up, just hit us up. We'll see. It's got to be something that fits, what we're looking to either add into our portfolio. But our dispositions team is fully capable of helping you guys taking a lead that you guys already have and bring it to the finish line. So if you're interested in that, hit us up. Jackie is saying a lot of good nuggets. She's got some really good info that's coming our way. We have we do weekly calls with our students, and we added a deal review and comp training call Mondays because it's really beneficial for somebody that is new into the game, wanting to understand how we underwrite deals. It's going to make or break you making, 5K to 15 to 20K. That's super important. Any other questions on there?
We have here. Example of a direct mail letter or postcard for your students. You better believe it, Jackie. You got Axel. Jackie is a student of ours, everybody. Let the cat out of the bag. You have we'll give you everything that we're doing, Jackie. So absolutely, please remind us in our private client-only chat, and we're going to send you everything. We got all sorts of examples. Wait do you see? I'm excited to share that because you're not going to believe the one that's always worked the best for us. It looks like a 4-year-old wrote it. But hey, that's what we know from our tracking. You track and you know what works. Scripting, Sean, yes. I will tag Rula. We do have a free script, just a junior acquisition script. And we've discussed this, Sean, in previous live streams, which you can go back and they're all here in the group. It's all about just gathering information from your motivated seller. It's a very consultative approach, a very consultative sale that we do here as real estate investors. Gather information, and we're just being a problem solver. But yes, we do have a free, I would call it somewhat generic, but it's still a good script, and we use it. We definitely use it. We would only share something that we use, and I'll have Rula get with you on that. Or something that we use, and I'll have Rula. Sorry. So. Got about 5 minutes left.
I've got one more tip for everybody, especially
Yes,
for the ones that are more advanced and actually building a team. Is that when you're hiring and getting somebody onboarded in your team, the first 90 days, even like before they are on your team, the first several days is super important to get them acclimated already in your systems, already have their swag ready, and they're ready to start their first week with you, like to be super prepared. I remember in the beginning when we were doing this, we didn't have any of these processes or like a 90-day onboarding process, and they would just like show up, and then we're like, all right, well, you just shadow me and then you learn. No, you have to, you have to have the first week, this is what you're going to be doing. And then at the end of the week, you check in with them, and, now our sales manager, like I'm talking specifically sales, our sales manager has a 90-day window. This is what you're going to be doing, because after the 2-week training, it's time to start generating some revenue. So being very, very clear on what they're going to be doing, how they're going to learn, having all their systems already set up is going to be beneficial for them to stay in your company. You know, A players want to have a path to like A players are your best employees, team members, a path to getting successful. If you don't have that, they're going to be like, well, I don't even know if I want to be here. You know, or it could look like, well, they don't care, so why would I care? I'm just going to sit around and milk the clock.
Yeah, it's our job as business owners and entrepreneurs to not create the position with the person you're bringing on board. Um, we need to kind of have clear systems and have a clear plan before they start. Before you even start hiring, you should know what you're hiring for. Not, hey, I got a good hunch about this person. I feel pretty good about it. Come on board and shadow me, like RJ said, and well, let's see what we create together. That's a recipe for disaster. And ultimately, the person's going to probably fail because there's not a clear intention or plan. And unfortunately, then they're going to feel bad. You're going to feel bad. You're going to feel like you wasted money and time. And it's kind of a downward spiral.
You guys are
But
quiet today.
Wyatt, we are getting in. You're welcome, Sean. Um, but ladies and gents, I mean, this recording will be here in the group. We are up to 2,100 people in the group. These are all solid people who are looking to get their real estate investment business going. We appreciate each and every single one of you. We will be here making posts in the group. Let us know by all means in the comments what we can do to add more value to you. Isaac, you are welcome for the value. Jackie, very nice to see you. Hit us up in our private only, clients only chat. And everybody, it's been an absolute pleasure. We will see you all on the next live stream, and we'll see you in the group. Have a great day.